Toy Story 2 begins a new adventure for Woody, Buzz, and the rest of the gang, along with a Butte-load of hidden Easter eggs and behind-the-scenes details. Let's jump right in, starting with the scene of the crime. Poor Woody gets himself in a pickle trying to save a fellow toy from Andy's mom's yard sale, and winds up the object of interest from one particular visitor, Al McWiggin, voiced by Wayne Knight. Andy's mom realizes Woody shouldn't be there and explains he's not for sale. She even locks Woody up in the money box, but that doesn't stop Al. He breaks into the money box and makes off with Woody. But wait, take a look at what he left behind. That money looks a little suspect. Why? Check out the face on the $1 bill. George has been replaced with Steve. Steve Jobs, that is, co-founder of Apple and then CEO of Pixar. Woody's kidnapping sends the rest of Andy's toys into action. They do everything they can to identify the man who took Woody, find out why he took him, and where Woody's been taken to. Ham runs through the events as they happened and even enlists the Etch-a-Sketch to draw up a police sketch with insight from the other toys who witnessed the crime. He's really gotten into the spirit of the thing. Look where he's standing. He's on the cardboard box of a board game, but not just any board game, the classic whodunit detective game Clue. Buzz and Mr. Spell crack the code of Al's license plate, LZTYBRN, Al's Toy Barn. Did you notice that the Chicken Man, Al, is loosely based on a real person? One of the storyboard artists at Pixar, Matthew Lund, grew up in a toy store handed down by generations. His father, Mark, allowed a group of animators to shadow him, study his mannerisms, and learn about toy collecting, as well as study his shop, Jeffrey's Toys. Sounds like a pretty nice guy to allow a group of animators to portray him as the big bad for their movie. Anyway, back to the story. The toys are on the lookout for the Toy Barn commercial on TV. Take a close look as Ham flips through the channels. You might need a rapid-fire thumb for this if you want to catch all the Easter eggs, but most of the super short clips you see as the channels flip by are from actual Pixar shorts, including Luxo Jr., Red's Dream, Tin Toy, and Knick Knack. Once they find the commercial, Etch-a-Sketch copies the map at the end, which includes the address to Al's Toy Barn, 1001 West Cutting Boulevard. Fans of our channel know exactly where this is leading. In the real world, it's leading to the then address of Pixar Animation Studios in Richmond, California. Meanwhile, across the street from 1001 West Cutting, Woody is beginning to understand just what makes him so valuable. He first meets Bullseye, the trusty steed he never knew he had. Bullseye takes on more of a puppy persona than a horse. But did you know he was originally supposed to be able to speak? His voice was supposed to be performed by comedy icon Martin Short. But ultimately, John Lasseter felt that Bullseye would come off more appealing to audiences without the ability to talk. Sorry, Marty. Next up is Jessie, brought to life by the incredible Joan Cusack. She's a cowgirl with spunk and fiery red hair. Jessie comes to us courtesy of John Lasseter's wife, Nancy. She influenced John to add another positive female character to the toy box. Nothing against Bo Peep, of course, but there doesn't seem to be a place for her in Woody and Buzz's adventures yet. Besides, if you recall, Bo really isn't one of Andy's toys at all. She's from a lamp that belongs to Andy's sister, Molly. She was in Andy's room in the first movie because that's where Molly's crib was as well. Anyway, back to Jessie. When she first meets Woody, she uses a very strangely specific figure of speech. She exclaims, "Sweet mother of Abraham Lincoln!" Did you happen to know the name of Abraham Lincoln's mother? And no, Mrs. Lincoln doesn't count. Don't worry, I'll save you the Google. Her name was Nancy Hanks Lincoln. That's right, Tom Hanks is a descendant from her bloodline, which makes him related to Abraham Lincoln. We know he probably doesn't want it, but what do you think? Hanks 2024? Has a nice ring to it if you ask me. Jessie introduces Woody to the prospector Stinky Pete, voiced with perfect elocution by Kelsey Grammer. You might remember Kelsey from his TV hit sitcom Frasier, where he played Dr. Frasier Crane, a character that originated on another hit TV sitcom, Cheers, where Grammer, as the pompous psychiatrist, would rub elbows with barstool philosopher and U.S. postal worker Cliff Clavin, played by John Ratzenberger. Pretty cool, huh? Anyway, Woody learns that he's the missing link to the group known by every kid in the 1950s as the Roundup Gang. He even starred in his own TV show, Woody's Roundup. Get a load of all the merch. In one shot, there's even a little foreshadowing Easter egg. Check out the Life magazine where Woody and Bullseye share the cover. In the bottom left, there's a caption for another story on the issue, Sputnik. First photos revealed. Later, when Stinky Pete tells Woody that his show is canceled, he says Sputnik is the cause. Once the Sputnik satellite went to space, all kids cared about were space toys, leaving Woody and his ilk in the dust. Oh, by the way, there's another Easter egg on that magazine cover. Look at the date and the red banner at the bottom. January 12, 1957 was when director John Lasseter was born. So, now that the gang's all back together, they'll be sold to the Konishi Toy Museum in Japan. Obviously, this is not Woody's plan and sets him at odds with Jesse. At one point, their rivalry even comes to blows when Woody thinks Jesse sabotages his escape. The two of them really go at it, not unlike Woody and Buzz at the gas station in the first movie. In fact, take a look at how the fight ends. Poor Woody is in the exact same compromising position with Jesse as he was with Buzz. After calming Woody and Jesse down, Stinky Pete helps Woody to realize that they need him more than Andy at this point, and so Woody decides to stay with the Roundup gang in order to save them from going back into storage. Still, just because Woody's there doesn't mean he's ready for prime time. In fact, the reason he isn't at cowboy camp with Andy right this second is because his arm ripped. Enter Jerry, voiced by legendary character actor Jonathan Harris from the 60s sci-fi TV show Lost in Space. Jerry restores Woody to his former glory, not just fixing his arm, but cleaning and touching up his paint. Seriously though, whose heart didn't break a little when he painted over Andy's name? Pretty sure I gave an audible gasp in the theater. There's a fun Easter egg to be had with Jerry. As he's preparing his workstation, he goes rooting through the drawers for his glasses. At one point, he opens a drawer filled with chess pieces. Chess played a big role in a short film from Pixar called Jerry's Game. You can catch Jerry's Game online in case you missed it in theaters before A Bug's Life. In the movie, Jerry challenges himself to a game of chess that becomes a riveting and hilarious little story. It earned Pixar an Academy Award for Best Animated Short Film. As Woody is being groomed, his old friends from Andy's room have made their way to Al's toy barn in hopes of saving him. As they search up and down the aisles, their efforts seem fruitless, especially the Slinky. He complains to the others that they've been down that aisle before, but Potato Head says, "We've never been down the aisle, it's pink." How did Slink not notice this? Well, he's a toy dog, and dogs have what's called yellow and blue dichromatic vision, which means they can't see any shades of green or red. That's one interesting and sneaky little detail incorporated by the filmmakers. Hey, did you see that book Rex is reading? It's a strategy guide to the Buzz Lightyear video game at the beginning of the movie that poor Rex can't seem to beat. He was so excited to find the guide waiting at the front of the toy store. But there's also a strange Easter egg hidden on it. Once tour guide Barbie takes over at the wheel, keep your finger on the pause button when Rex tries to show everyone how to defeat Zurg. You'll notice that the price reads $4.95, but in Canada, it's $50. This is an absurd riff on the exchange rate difference between the two countries. In actuality, the book in Canada should have cost around $6.95 in Canadian dollars. Rex is also responsible for another fun Easter egg in the toy store. His excitement over the book causes Barbie to lose control of the car, and Rex accidentally lets go of the video game guide. It slides under a shelf before he has a chance to catch it. Watch as he tries to return to the car. We see him through the car's side mirror running after it. Does that shot look familiar? It's a tribute to another dino-sized hit, Jurassic Park, directed by Steven Spielberg. In that film, Bob Peck, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum try to outrun the T-Rex in their Jeep. Must go faster! You know who really should have gone faster? Toy manufacturers. Watch when Barbie takes Rex, Slink, Ham, and Potato down the Buzz Lightyear aisle. Barbie tells them that upon Buzz Lightyear's original release, both retailers and manufacturers were not expecting him to be very popular. Did you know this little moment is art imitating life? Well, mocking, actually. When the original Toy Story debuted, no one knew it was going to be a huge hit, and so there weren't enough Toy Story dolls to meet the demand. This is not the first time toy sellers underestimated their product. The most notable instance happened in 1977, when Kenner became so overwhelmed with orders for a popular movie-based toy series. They didn't have enough products for the Christmas season. Instead, they gave out a rain check set, which included a cardboard display for 12 characters that wouldn't be available until the following spring. That movie-based toy series? Star Wars. Buzz gets into a mess of his own at the toy store. He sees a display for a brand new utility belt and climbs up to get one for himself. When he does, he comes into contact with another Buzz who is just as deluded as he was in the first movie. Did you notice anything interesting about the shot when Buzz sees his doppelganger for the first time? We see him staring up in awe, just like Woody looked at him in the first movie. There's another deluded toy at large, Emperor Zurg, Buzz Lightyear's arch-nemesis. He winds up getting in the way of the toy's rescue operation with his mission to destroy Buzz Lightyear. Watch the moment he breaks loose from his box. On the bottom right of his box it reads, "Printed in Point Richmond." This is of course another reference to Point Richmond, California, where Pixar Studios used to be located. The toys locate Woody at Al's apartment, but come to realize their rescue efforts are in vain. Woody is happy to go to Japan and leave them behind, because he fears what will happen when Andy is through playing with him. Just when the team thinks they're leaving empty-handed, Woody reconsiders thanks to an old episode of Woody's Roundup. In the episode, Woody talks about friends and family being the real treasure before singing a familiar song, "You've Got a Friend in Me." Watch closely as a young boy joins Woody on the stage. Did you happen to notice an arm pushing him on? It's a funny little detail when you recognize the kid's shyness at first. He's not sure how to act on TV or with this marionette puppet that's in front of him. But that feeling washes away real quick because he's such a fan of Woody. What a sweet hug. And with that, Woody not only decides to go back with Buzz and company, he invites the Roundup gang to come along. This plan doesn't work at all for Stinky Pete, so he keeps Woody, Jesse, and Bullseye from escaping. At this point, Buzz and his team need to intercept Al before he leaves with the toys for Japan. But as promised, they have their hands full. Zurg stands in their way. Of course, Buzz's doppelganger keeps him busy as they play out not just the final scene in the video game, but a few other classic homages as well. Of course, Zurg's reveal that he's Buzz's father is a direct reference to Vader and Luke from The Empire Strikes Back. What? Spoiler alert? Really? It's not only the most popular franchise on the planet, the movie's been around since 1980, I'm just saying. There's another fun reference here. Look at Zurg's ion blaster. It has an intensity lever that goes to 11. This is a chuckle-worthy wink for fans of Rob Reiner's mockumentary This Is Spinal Tap, where Christopher Guest's character Nigel explains that his amp goes all the way to 11. Next, Zurg even reenacts a famous death scene with a little help from Rex, who accidentally knocks him down the elevator shaft with his tail. We know what you're thinking, the evil Emperor at the end of Return of the Jedi, but really, it's closer in style to the evil Skeletor's demise in the 1987 film Masters of the Universe, a film produced thanks to another high-demand toy line. But don't worry, Zurg's not gone for good. As Andy's Buzz is about to, borrow the Pizza Planet delivery truck with the rest of the team, his doppelganger decides he's going to stay behind and catch up with his dad. Turns out he's playing the proverbial game of catch with Zurg. Take a look at the doppelganger Buzz's throwing arm. Looks like he's left-handed. You know who else is left-handed? Tim Allen, the voice of Buzz. Zurg looks pretty good considering the fall he took. His iron sights are broken, one horn's a little bent, and sure, there's a light issue on his face when he talks, but otherwise he's in great condition. Time is ticking, so Buzz bids a double farewell and heads to the Pizza Planet truck. But wait, did you see that? Look at the hand gesture Buzz uses when saying goodbye. It's a nod to that other influential space franchise, Star Trek. Buzz Lightyear is giving the Vulcan salute made famous by Mr. Spock, performed by the unforgettable Leonard Nimoy. Live long and prosper, indeed. Of course, there are a ton more hidden details and Easter eggs in Toy Story 2. Go check out Did You Know These 30 Toy Story 2 Facts right now to become a Toy Story 2 expert. I hope you liked this video and found some cool new details you haven't seen before in Toy Story 2. Make sure you subscribe to Movie Logic for more daily movie facts, trivia, and Easter eggs.
Yeah.